We're going to look at using an area model in order to find possible outcomes. So last week we used a tree diagram, which is a very good strategy, but this is just another strategy we have available that has some advantages and disadvantages, and so we'll unpack those in a moment. So what I want to look at right now is, suppose we ask you to roll a dice twice and record the sum. Well, that means that we were going to have two dice rolls. And so if we think about making the tree diagram, that first branch, you're going to have 6 outcomes, right? Because that first roll could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But then that means that second roll, you're going to have the 6 branches coming off again. And I hope you can see that pretty quickly this tree diagram is going to get incredibly messy. And so what we can do is, instead of using a tree diagram, we can use what's called an area model. So the way the area model works is you start off with a square or rectangle depending, and you're going to put one of your conditions, in this case roll 1, on one side, and we have 6 possible outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 when we roll our dice. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We roll a second time, and I also get the possible outcomes 1 through 6. And then we can make a grid. And the idea behind this is now I can pretty quickly fill in the spaces that I want. So this first box right here is 1 plus 1 for a sum. Remember, that's what we're interested in, the sum of 2. This next box to the right would be 1 plus 2, has a sum of 3. 1 plus 3 has a sum of 4, and so on. If I came all the way down over here, this box would be 4 plus 5 with a sum of 9. And so I want you to take a moment right now. You can pause the video, fill all of those in, or you can jump to this next screen right here. You do want this copied down. We will be using this for multiple problems in this section. So just have this down once, because then you never have to make it again, right? And the idea is all of these squares on the inside represent all the possible outcomes of rolling a dice twice and recording the sum. So you're going to get a number between 2 and 12, and this shows how common each number is. So that's just a recap of how we can use an area model to find possible outcomes.